had a couple of big plays in there, a big run, and then certainly a big fumble, recovery. And but I was proud of our kids. I thought we fought back in the fourth quarter, and we had a chance to win there at the end. Just unfortunately, we didn't. But give A&M credit. They came in. They were physical. They were well coached. Max Johnson made enough plays, and their offensive line blocked well in the run, and our team's hurting right now. But Alabama's going to be a big game, whether we won tonight or whether we didn't, and it's still going to be a big game. So we've got to get back. I told them how proud I was of them. I thought they played extremely hard, and we got to get back because we have a really good Alabama team coming in next week. So with that, I'll answer your questions.
Please raise your hand, Bob. Sam, it looks like you guys are getting ready to go and take a 21-7 lead. What did you see on that play? KJ tried to jump from pretty far out. Just how, I know you guys still had the lead at halftime. Just how big a play was that in terms of changing the game?
I mean, it was a huge play, obviously. It went from 21-7 to 14-13. It's first down to, we had a list of things. No, never mind. It was a huge play in the game, and unfortunately it happened to us. But we can't do that on first down. If it was fourth down, that's a different story. And unfortunately, it just got popped out.
On that play, I know during the week, one of the points of emphasis was ball security after last week. How frustrating was it that happened, considering the emphasis throughout the week?
Well, I'll say this: if kids did everything you coached them, you'd be 15-0 and undefeated. And it's human. They're human. I mean, certainly that was one of our emphasis. We had 6 of them, and from the week before, and he wanted to score, and it happened.
You guys go 14-0, looking pretty good on offense, and I think there was a 6-series stretch where there were 5 punts and a fumble. The offensive group started.
Well, they started tackling us a little bit better. We missed a few passes in that time. We weren't winning first down during that stretch. And A&M made some plays, that they didn't in the first two. I mean, the second touchdown was, the guy was a busted coverage. The guy was wide open. When the offensive line gave him forever to throw the ball. We were rolling pretty good at that point. And but I just think we lost first down during those times and made it hard. And we overthrew some guys, dropped a pass here or there, overthrew here and there, and came off of blocks and didn't win the first down of those series.
Coach, it felt like there were a couple plays there where you guys got pressure on Max Johnson and you just barely got it off. How did that feel?
Yeah.
Did you think that eventually something was going to happen? You guys were going to make that play.
They were. He was getting a release, but they were kind of fluttering, and I thought, man, we'll pick one of those off, and they seemed to catch every one of them. One of them was a touchdown down there, a third down play. But I thought he was very competitive. I thought we put a lot of pressure on him. We still have to continue to improve our tackling, because our open field tackling, they made us look bad at times. But I thought Johnson did a really good job.
Sam, obviously, Cam's really reliable kicker, and gonna hit that one more often than not. What did you see on that? And did you say something to him after the game, kind of try to keep the spirits up?
He just pushed it a little bit, didn't hit it real well. It didn't look to me like, just pushed it a little bit and hit obviously the top of the goalpost. After the game, I told him that he's won a lot of games for us and he'll win a lot more. And, but I mean, he's distraught but he didn't mean to miss it. He just didn't go through. And we had a lot more opportunities than just that, but it came down to that, that play and just, we're just unfortunate, but he'll win a lot of ball games for us before his career's over, and he already has.
Yes, hindsight, it's easy to look back on play call. You guys were moving pretty good and trying to get Malik involved. That didn't turn out too well. And then looked like Hazelwood was going to try to do the double pass.
Yeah.
What do you think of those play calls? And he kind of.
Well, I didn't like the ones when we tried to run stretch and we lost a yard too. I didn't like the passes that we overthrew. I didn't like those. I didn't like whenever we ran inside zone and we got a yard. I didn't like them either. We got an offensive coordinator, a damn good one, and whatever we decide that we're going to do, we do it as a staff. And I wish they'd have worked, but they worked in practice, and I'm not questioning his calls.
But your defense forced 4 3-and-outs to start the game. What was working there? Were there any adjustments?
Pressure. Pressure. They couldn't handle 42. Was there early in the game, and pressure. We were flying to the ball, which meant if somebody missed a tackle, somebody else tackled him. And we weren't letting them get into open spaces. And A-Chain's a good, really good player. And when he gets in open space, he's hard to, that's why he's returning kickoffs, And so I think our game plan was really good. They adjusted. For the most part, I thought our secondary was better. We've still got to figure out how to play the ball, and we'll get better at that, which I think we did. But we got to continue to prove that in a lot of areas, but that's what I saw.
Coach, that first drive that Dominique Johnson got in, he had 3 straight runs that were pretty successful.
Yeah.
But then it felt like you guys went away from him.
Yeah.
What do you think of him his first game back?
I thought he played well. I haven't seen really what all he did. 5 carries for 32 yards. Yeah, I thought he played well. It looked like he's going north and south pretty good. Looks to me. I don't know. We were supposed to run him more, or I don't know the question.
I was just asking, you guys went away from him with the Rocket.
Rock is leading the league in rushing.
Gotta make sure you're speaking to the microphone.
Next one. Coach Slusher came back today. It seemed like he made an impact pretty early. What did you think about his return to the field?
He's a good player. I mean, I think he was all over the place, made a lot of tackles. He's a good player now. I mean, really good player. And we need him to stay healthy. I thought our defense played a lot better game. It's just, they got the momentum, and then we had it back, then they got the momentum, and then we had it back there at the end. And the only question I had there at the end was, I let the time run down to call a timeout. And there was no question in my mind we was going to make it. And I was just trying to get all the time off. But then in hindsight, if we'd had 2, maybe they'd had to punt, and maybe we'd had opportunity. But that one there, now that we didn't make it, I certainly question it.
Sam, you mentioned Alabama. That's a big game, regardless what happened tonight. Just how do you think you guys will bounce back for that?
I think we'll bounce back. I really do. I mean, I love our kids, and they're tough and resilient, and I know Alabama's got a really good team, and the place will be sold out and rocking in there next Saturday night. So, I mean, we need to give I mean, a lot of people spent their hard-earned money and to come to watch us play, and we'll be ready to play. They'll be fine. They're hurting right now, but they'll be fine.
Max Johnson had set the world on fire statistically, but he didn't turn the ball over. He scrambled better than many people give him credit for. What do you think of him?
I thought he did a heck of a job because he had some snaps on the ground and completed passes off of them. I mean, he did. I mean, he must have the greatest hands ever, because there was some things on the ground. He picked them up, threw it, completed it, and he's a competitive guy. And I've known him since, he was in high school, but he's a competitive guy, and I thought he competed really hard and obviously made enough plays for them to win.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys, thank you.